y'all, it's Debbie. I'm up in the Tailored by Debbie workshop. And y'all, I get lots of questions from everybody. How do you make your bows? Well, today I'm going to show you just how I do it. We're going to be making a single ribbon 10-loop bow using a 1.5 inch wired ribbon. There's a few other things you're going to need, of course. First thing you're going to need is a roll of ribbon. And I definitely recommend that you make your bows with wired ribbon so that when you shape your loops, they'll stay pretty and shaped. I also recommend you buy good quality ribbon that's not see-through because the end product will definitely be better if you use good quality ribbon. You can buy it at Michael's, Joann's, you can find it at Hobby Lobby, and there are also lots of online retailers that you can buy your ribbon from as well. I buy this ribbon from a local wholesale retailer, but you can find black and white buffalo plaid ribbon at just about any craft store. So you're going to need the ribbon, you're going to need a pair of scissors, and I like to secure my ribbon with a 12-inch pipe cleaner. And then the last thing I recommend you use for making bows is a bow maker. And I've used several different ones, and this one by far is my favorite. It's the Easy Bow Design Pro Bow Maker. This is not a sponsored video. I'm not getting anything for telling you that. I bought it on Amazon, and I want to say it was around $50, which I know is a little bit of an investment. But y'all, it makes making bows so much easier. And it's something that you'll have for many, many years to come. I like this one because the pegs right here where you're shaping your bow, this will be where we shape the middle of our bow. They're very solid. They don't come apart. They don't come out. And it's large, easy to read. You can make large bows on this. So, you know, that's up to you. You can go online and research all the different bow makers out there and see which one you think is best for you. But this one by far is my favorite. Okay, so to make this bow, first we're going to take our ribbon and we're going to put the roll of ribbon onto the spool holder. And then you want to decide how long you want your tails to be on your ribbon, on the bow when you finish making the bow with the ribbon. And for this demonstration today, I'm going to make an 8-inch tail. So this is the center point of our bow that we're going to be making. So you want to take the ribbon and kind of lay it beside the pegs, measure out however long you want your tail to be. And then you want to take the ribbon and just scrunch it up in the middle, push it down. Okay, and then you can kind of check the length of your tail after you get it in there. Okay, your tail, you want the right side of the ribbon up. Most ribbon that you buy is going to have a right side and a wrong side. So you want the right side of the ribbon up on your first tail. Okay, but if I was to take this ribbon and just make a loop now, it's going to have the wrong side of the ribbon up for the loop. So what we need to do on this side where we're going to be making our loop is we need to just take it and twist it just one time, okay? And then when we fold it up to make our loop, we're going to have the right side of the ribbon up. Okay, so the next thing I like to do is pull out some slack of ribbon towards me so I have some ribbon free to work with to make my loops, okay? And I'm going to make 5-inch loops. So we're just going to take the ribbon and put it down in between the pegs here. I like to use the 2 largest pegs. I think the smaller one is to make hair bows and things like that. Okay, then you just want to measure. You can stick your finger in here when you're first starting to kind of get the ribbon loop to finish at the 5-inch mark. And then you're going to take this ribbon just like we did when we did our tail. We're going to twist this, push it down, okay, so that when we make this next loop, the right side's going to be up over here. Okay, you're just going to take it and push it down. You can put your finger there. I did this with my finger for a while until I got the hang of making bows, and now I don't have to do that anymore. But it's a good tip when you're first starting to make bows to leave your finger here and then mash that down, and it'll make sure you don't pull that tail too short when you twist it. Okay, we're just going to do that 4 more times on each side. There again, I like to pull a little bit of slack off that side. Okay, if you need to, put your finger there. up against the side of the 5-inch. Mash it down, okay? And eventually you'll get to where you can just pull it out and then twist like that. But do whatever is easiest for you. There's no right or wrong way to do it. And until you have made a lot of these, it's definitely not wrong to hold it down while you're doing that twist. Okay, and that one looks a little bit short, so we want to pull it out. Either way, check each time. Make sure your loops are the same size, because that will make the prettiest bow. Put that ribbon down in there. Twist opposites. The ribbon on the opposite side where we just made that loop, you want to twist to make the wrong side going up. Okay, pull some more slack. You're going to just pull that ribbon over. Push it down. You want to measure. Make sure you got the 5 inches. And then you want to twist. Okay, check your loops. Make sure they're the same size. Mash it down. Okay, this is loop number 4. See how easy this is, guys? Put your finger in there. Take the ribbon on this side. Twist and mash it down. Okay. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4. And we want to have 10 loops. So we need to have 5 on each side. And if they're a little bit off like that, it's not that big of a deal, but you don't want them to be, highly different in length, because then your bow will be lopsided. Okay. And then we're going to do one more. Put that ribbon down in there. Measure out to the 5. Okay, this is our very last loop that we're making, because we've got 5 now on each side. On the very last loop that you do, we're not going to twist the ribbon, because if we twist this now, that's going to make our ribbon tail have the wrong side up. So on the very last loop that you make, you're going to leave the ribbon face up. You're going to pull it out to your whatever length you decided on for your tail. And I'm doing an 8-inch tail, so I'm just going to cut that off around the 8-inch. Okay, and you're going to mash it down. And I like to take my tails and kind of pull them down. I like to have both my tails on the same side going down the wreath on most of my wreaths. Sometimes I do put the tails going up at the top of the wreath. It's just depending on the design. All right, now you're going to take your 12-inch pipe cleaner. You want to put the ends together. And you want to kind of pinch. You don't want to cinch it all the way down, but you want to kind of mark where the center is on that pipe cleaner. And then you're going to lift your bow up. Okay, when you get here, you want to put, I'm right-handed, so I put the bow in my left hand. I'm going to put my thumb on the top, my left thumb, and then I'm going to put my index finger and my middle finger underneath, and I'm going to mash down, and I want to keep that bow together the way I took it out of the bow maker. You want it to still be stacked up on top of each other. That part might be a little challenging when you first start making bows. If it comes apart, you can take and just mash all that back down in there and do it again, okay? All right. This is the hardest part to me still when I'm making a bow. You want to take the pipe cleaner and lay it over the top and then slide the pipe cleaner up under your thumb while still holding everything tight, okay? Then you want to rotate the bow toward me. You want to take the pipe cleaner that's on the top and you want to slide it in between your pointer finger and your middle finger, okay? Like so, okay? Then you want to come over here and you want to pull this just as tight as you can get it. And when you do that, you see how those loops are kind of going toward my thumb? That's good. You want those loops to kind of stand up. And then you're going to come in here and you're going to twist a couple times away from you with your dominant hand, which is my right hand. And then you're going to hold on to where you just twisted. And I like to take the bow and twist it toward me about 3 times. And you're going to feel that pipe cleaner getting really tight. And that's good. That's what you want. If you do it right, the loops are going to want to kind of stand up a little bit, going towards your thumb, like so. And that will hold really tight when you put it in your wreath. And it won't come undone when you're shaping the bow. All right, so we're going to move the bow maker out of the way, and now we're going to shape the bow. What I like to do is just lay it down. I usually attach it to my wreath before I shape the bow, but today we're just learning how to make bows, so I'm going to show you how to shape it just here on the table. Put your ribbon tails going down. All right, I like to start from the bottom of my bow going up. So the very two bottom ribbons, one of them, you're going to take and move straight out between your two ribbon tails, straight out the bottom, okay? So we took that off of this side, so we're going to come over to this side, take the very bottom ribbon, and we're going to pull it. You're breaking the bow. A lot of creators call this breaking the bow, and I'm showing you in a very regimented way today, since you're just new learning how to make a bow, okay? So now we've got the two bottom ribbons, one going up and one going down, or one going away from you, one towards you. Now I like to take the next two that are there and just leave them where they are, okay? You got your two tails going down. Now what we've essentially done is made like a plus sign. You see that? And I've just pulled these center ribbons up to show you. It's kind of like a plus sign. The next thing we're going to do, we're going to take the next two layers from the bottom up, and we're going to make an X kind of going between the plus sign, okay? So you see what I just did on that side? And then you're going to kind of hold this one, the last one, up in the middle, and you're going to make a kind of an X that goes in between your plus sign, okay? So you see what we got here? We got two ribbon tails. We have an X here, that's an X, and then we have our plus sign, okay? Now, in the middle, what I like to do is I like to take this ribbon and kind of turn it, the one that's on my left hand, I take and kind of turn it this way, and then this ribbon, I want to take and turn it going at a diagonal, but a little bit in a different direction. Those are going to be your center loops. That's just so all the ribbons are not like in a flower shape going around, and it makes the bow shape look prettier when you're finished. Then all you're going to do, okay, and this moved over a little bit. We still have our X and our plus sign and our tails, okay? As you're manipulating it, you might have to reshape it just a little bit. All you do now is just go around, and you're going to round out those loops, okay? And you can work from the top going down now. So we're doing the X part first, and then we're going to do the plus sign. And I think I got off on one of those. It doesn't really matter, but you just want to take each loop and just kind of round it out, and that's all you're doing. And you see how that's making a bow? See how pretty that makes a bow? How easy that was to shape? So guys, I'd love for you to give this a try and just see how easy it is to make a bow in this way. It's just kind of a method that I've come up with by making the plus sign and the X, and then your two ribbon tails, and then I have my, pipe cleaners kind of hanging out at the top right here while I'm shaping it. And once you get it on your actual wreath, you can do the final shaping. But I think you can see that pretty well makes a nice shaped bow with 10 loops, single ribbon, super easy to do. Now the only thing we have left to do now, you see how those two middle ribbons, you can just kind of take them and turn them a little bit different than the rest of your bow, so it doesn't just look like like a pinwheel, a bunch of ribbon going all the way around. All right, only thing we have left to do now is I like to dovetail, because it gives a professional finish to your ribbon on the tails. And all that means is to make a little triangular cut out of the ribbon, so that when you open it up, it has a nice little, looks like a dovetail. What I do, I fold the ribbon in half facing away from me. I put the folded side to the right and the open side to the left. You see how I did that? You just want to make sure it's lined up like that. Okay, folded side to my right, open side to my left, and you want to go from the folded side to the open side in an upward pattern, and there you have a dovetail. Okay, we're going to do that again. Folded side. Now you see when I cut that ribbon, it was a little uneven. You just want to make sure that the sides of your ribbon are even, and you want to cut your point to the lowest place where the ribbon is, okay? So we're going to cut in a diagonal, and there you go. You guys think you can do this? I'd love to see you try. I'd really appreciate it if you like this video. Drop a comment below and let me know what you think about it. Let me know if you are going to try it. And also share this video with a friend if you know someone that you think would like to try making a bow too. Thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Y'all have a blessed day.